Now, I'm sorry, there'll be disturbance in between, so I admit people in between, that's why. Anyways, coming to the first question, and that is about ourselves, our women, and though we are in this century and we have seen a rise in the women are not being exploited to that extent in these days, and there's a whole evolution going on. But even at this era, we find the exploitation of women has begun at a different way. Like in case of a marriage, right from the time before marriage, when she's a child, so she's generally compelled to take a course or vocation which will help her to get a suitable marriage proposal. And after doing all this stuff, after doing that course or vocation, when she finally gets married, there are a lot of expectations. Like she finds that her degree was just merely in terms of getting her a good proposal or just to flaunt in front of others. But what she encounters, whether she does her job or whether she does not utilize her career, that's a different talk in itself. But we have this whole notion now on social media and the societal pressure, which talks about, women being perfect in everything, be it cooking, be in her looks. So she has to be looking good all the times. She has to be cooking well all the times. The number of cooking YouTubers coming about, so she's cooking a variety of dishes. And then she's supposed to be behaving socially well, she's supposed to be earning well, like it's an age wherein there's a dual source income, so she's supposed to be doing everything so well. So what do you think about this whole thing of perfection and everything being enforced upon women?
Okay, alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair for that question. If you ask me, perfection is not something that is attainable. Because if we think that we have reached a certain level and this is perfect, then that stops growth. There is no growth. It's just stagnant. You're just in that one line. So coming back to women, we could just talk a lot about how women are looked, how women are treated, just in the culture. And I don't even want to say desi culture because it is pretty far wide up, And when we think that people have this notion of women being perfect, they have to be perfect in everything. That, as I said, perfection itself is not a concept that is right. It doesn't exist. Even in Islam, what is perfect is Islam. So Islam is perfect. Islam has been perfected, but not the people. The people are not perfect. There will always be faults. Now, with this mindset, with the mindset of expecting perfect marriage, perfect life, perfect this and perfect that, and you go inside, it is only about to bring depression and sadness, and there will be a lot of issues. So there is no acceptance. And I believe that we need acceptance rather than perfection. And obviously striving with ihsan, that's what we have to, do to actually grow. So that's what I think.
Yeah, that's very true. But what do you think about this phase? Like, how are women supposed to be dealing with this now? When she is being brought to the situation, how is she supposed to be dealing with it?
Okay, so if I cannot say for the whole family, because it's a mindset that everyone has to change. But if no one's changing, then the change has to begin somewhere, right? And if it's beginning with us, so it may not affect our siblings, our spouses, people who are our generation, people who are older generation, it may not affect them, it may not change them because they're fixed in that mindset, right? Yeah. So from our side, what we can do is we can raise a better generation. We can raise a generation that doesn't teach this concept of perfection. And how she can change herself is she has this mindset and she talks about it to others, to her children, to people who trust her and who listen to her. Because by talking about it, that's when you then start, you start to believe it. If you're not going to talk about it, if it's there in your head, right, it'll just be there in your head. You won't believe it. You might not end up believing it. But when you talk about it, when you spread the news, when you spread this concept, that's when you start to believe in yourself.
That was very enlightening. I think those points are something really which we should all note down. And yeah, Alhamdulillah, that was really nice.